Gideon pushed through the crowd in front of the car. He walked up to the security guard and said, "Hey there, I'm Gideon Graham, the Deputy General Manager of the Aris Hill Convention Center. I'd like to get a closer look at these two cars." "No," one of the guards, a vet who now worked for security printing, said. "Our orders are clear. No one approaches the cars except the owner." Gideon's face fell. He couldn't believe it. He really couldn't touch it? This was so humiliating, especially since this was his family's convention center. If he couldn't even touch these cars, then he was no better than that bum, Charlie. No way. He couldn't lose face over this. Gideon swallowed his pride and tried a friendlier approach. "Look, man, I'm a car lover too. Just do me a favor. I'll make it worth your while." But the guard was a straight-laced vet and wasn't having it. He refused sternly. "Sir, I'll say it again. If you're not the owner, you can't get within a foot of this car." Seeing that the guard wouldn't budge, Gideon got desperate. He gritted his teeth and threatened, "This entire convention center belongs to my family. You're just a security guard. You really want to defy me? Do you even want a job?" The guard replied calmly, "I'm sorry. I work for Stratos Security Printing, not the Aris Hill Convention Center. Even if you're the owner here, you have no authority over me." "You!" Gideon sputtered, his face red with embarrassment. "You've got some nerve!" Then he yelled, "Believe it or not, I'll have you thrown out of my convention center right now." The guard said flatly, "We have a contract. We've rented this space for the day, so you have no right to kick me out. My job is to protect this car. If you have a problem, you can take it up with my supervisor." Just then, Charlie walked up to Gideon with a smile. "Oh, Mr. Graham, what's the problem? Is it that they won't let you touch the car? What a shame." Gideon glared at Charlie, then glanced at Claire, his face turning beet red. He'd been talking so big, but now the security guard had completely shut him down, not even letting him get close to the cars. It was beyond humiliating. Seeing Gideon's frustration, Joanna jumped to his defense, turning on Charlie. "What's with the attitude? You want me to have the security guard throw you out?" Just then, a reporter holding a camera said to Gideon, "Hey, buddy, if they won't let you touch the cars, can you please not make a scene? You're getting in the way of our shots." Others in the crowd chimed in. "Yeah, it's a super expensive car. What do you expect? Just look at it like everyone else. I bet he just wants to touch it, take a picture, and post it on his timeline. I've seen plenty of posers like him." Gideon's expression turned incredibly sour. If he couldn't go over and touch those two cars, wouldn't he look like a complete joke in front of everyone, just like Charlie? Thinking of this, his face darkened, and he said to the security guard, "I'll give you 30 seconds. If you still block my way, I'll have all of your people and these cars kicked out, and you can forget about ever having a car show at my venue again." Just then, a manager in a suit heard the commotion and hurried over. He was followed by a group of tough-looking guys who looked like bodyguards, all with stern expressions and 5 o'clock shadows. "What's going on? Who's causing all this noise?" Gideon saw the manager and said arrogantly, "Are you the one in charge here?" "Yes," the man nodded. "I'm Langston Reeve, the executive manager of the exhibit. And you are?" Gideon snorted. "I'm Gideon, from the convention center." Langston said calmly, "Mr. Graham, I wasn't aware you were making all this noise. What seems to be the problem?" Gideon said coldly, "Your employees are out of line. I wanted to get a closer look at the two cars, but your guy wouldn't let me. What's that supposed to mean? Is he trying to disrespect me?" Langston smiled faintly. "My apologies, Mr. Graham, but these two cars have already been sold. We're just waiting for the new owner to pick them up. As we've explained, these cars are extremely valuable. No one is allowed to touch them except the owner." Gideon frowned. "So you're not going to show me any respect?" "I'm sorry," Langston replied, standing his ground. "It's not about respecting any one person. Forget you, Mr. Graham. Even if someone from the heavens showed up, he couldn't touch these cars unless he was the owner. Gideon was furious. In front of all these people, especially with Claire watching, he was being completely disrespected. He couldn't let that slide. Fine, don't blame me for what happens next. So he yelled angrily, "All right, since you're all so high and mighty, then maybe the chapel of our convention center is too small to host you. I'm telling you to pack up and get out." Langston said, "Mr. Graham, that's going too far. We have a signed lease contract, Thoughtful, and we've already paid. You can't just break it." "So what if I break the contract?" Gideon snapped. "I'd rather pay the penalty and kick all of you out." Joanna quickly tried to calm him down. "Mr. Graham, if we break the contract, the penalty is 3 times the total amount. If the chairman finds out, he'll be furious." Gideon froze. Charlie, watching from the side, looked thrilled. He laughed and said, "Ha ha, Manager Graham, with your status, you still can't touch these 2 cars. Is it really that hard? And you're supposed to be one of the bosses of this convention center. How embarrassing for you." Gideon snapped angrily. "Who the hell told you I can't touch it?" After he finished speaking, he shoved Langston aside and said, "I am touching this car today. Stay out of my way if you don't want to get hurt, or I'll make a call and have someone take care of you." Seeing Gideon rush toward the Ardent Motors 177, Langston grew anxious and quickly called for his security guards to stop him. Gideon couldn't believe that a few pathetic security guards would actually try to stop him, and he immediately yelled, "Convention Center security, get over here!" These security guards were from the exhibit company, but the convention center had its own security team, and their numbers were just as large, if not larger. It was a standoff. When Langston saw the convention center security guards running over, he knew a fight was about to break out. So he quickly called Christian Knox. "Mr. Knox, Gideon Graham from the Orris Hill Convention Center is insisting on touching that Ardent Motors 177. It's about to get ugly here. What do you want me to do?" Christian was shocked. "That car is a gift for Mr. Wade," he yelled. "I don't care who this guy thinks he is. If anyone other than Mr. Wade even thinks about touching that car, have security teach him a lesson he won't forget." Langston said quickly, "Mr. Knox, the Orris Hill Convention Center is owned by the Graham family. Are you sure? Isn't that taking it too far?" "The Graham family? Who gives a damn about the Graham family?" Christian roared. "They mean nothing to me. I'm telling you, if that punk so much as puts a fingerprint on the car I bought, you can get the hell out of Orris Hill and make sure I never see your face again." Christian had just gotten 2 of those magical medicines from Charlie yesterday. He'd been so wired with excitement, he couldn't sleep all night. Now, hearing that some punk dared to touch the car he'd bought for Mr. Wade, it was like the guy had a death wish. The Graham family's influence was a joke compared to the Knox family's. On top of that, Christian had the almost godlike Mr. Wade in his corner. A nobody like Gideon wasn't even a blip on his radar. Hearing this, a chill went down Langston's spine. He looked up to see Gideon and his security guards squaring off against the exhibit's security team. Gideon was as arrogant as ever. "Get out of my way," he said, "or I'll have my guys make you move." Langston's hands trembled with rage. Did this idiot really think these guards were just decorations? These were professionals who typically guarded armored cash trucks. They were nothing like the mall cops Gideon had with him. On top of that, he had his direct orders from Christian Knox and couldn't risk any damage to the cars. He pointed at Gideon and barked at his head of security. "Forget being nice. Take them down, and don't hold back." The head of security, an ex-military guy who usually guarded cash transports, had been biting his tongue listening to Gideon's garbage. He was just waiting for the green light to put him in his place. Hearing Langston's order was all he needed. He yelled, "You had this coming!" Then he cracked Gideon square across the face. "I've been dying to do that," he growled. Gideon stumbled back, his face stinging. He shouted in disbelief, This is my family's convention center. How dare you hit me? Oh, shut up, the security chief shot back, then drove his boot hard into Gideon's ribs. The force of the kick sent Gideon crumpling to the ground, gasping for air and clutching his side. The convention center's security guards were completely outmatched by the professionals. In just a few seconds, all of them were taken down and groaning on the floor. Joanna ran to Gideon's side, trying to shield him. "What do you think you're doing?" she screamed. "You're all dead! You have no idea who you just messed with! The Graham family will not let this go!" Langston scoffed. "The Graham family? Let me tell you something. This car was bought by the head of the Knox family, and his message was clear. If anyone from the Graham family causes a problem, he'll make sure they regret it so badly their own mother wouldn't recognize them." "The Knox family?" Joanna froze, her eyes wide with shock. Lying on the floor, wincing in pain, Gideon felt a sudden cold dread grip his heart. In Orris Hill, the Knox family was a powerhouse, second only to the Smith family. On top of that, the Knox and Smith families had always been on good terms. In comparison, his family just operated a convention and exhibition center. They were in a completely different league. How could they possibly afford to mess with the Knox family? Gideon ignored the pain shooting through his body and stammered, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had no idea this was the car the Knox family bought. It's my fault. I was being an idiot."
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.